welcome every one of you back to Literary Academy, where we always dive deep into the world of literature. So today, last week we discussed more about figures of speech, and the three figures of speech we discussed last week were alliteration, assonance, and hyperbole. So today we want to move to other elements of literature. So today we want to look at the difference between fiction and non-fiction. We can also call them fictional work and non-fictional works. So we want to look at the difference between the two today. It will take you people to where we will be deeply examining the difference between this, which is fictional work, and the difference between non-fictional work. Now let's take a look at the two. The two are just like opposite words. They are just like opposite words. One is all about real life story, fact, while the other one is just work of art that has to do with imagination. Now let's take a look at them. Fiction. This is a form of any work that deals with information or events that are not real. And if you look at it, it is very, very common in our literary works. These are what most writer, either novelist, poet, or playwright, these are what they write most. They write out of imagination. So in short, fiction are work of art that are not true to life, that are brought out of imagination. They are work of art that deals with stories that are not true to life. Now if you look at our literary works, most of our literary works nowadays, they are written out of imagination. They are not true to life. What I'm saying in essence is that fiction is a work of art that is not true to life. That is not what? True. But mind you, it has to what? It has to deal with what is happenings in our society. It has to do with what is happening in our society. You don't just write. You write in lines with what is happening in the society we belong to or other society. That is that about fiction. Now the second one we look at today is non-fiction, which is the opposite of fiction. When I was explaining fiction, I said fictional work are work that are not true to life, works that are brought out of what? Imagination. So the second one is work that are what? True to life. This deals with fact. Why this with non-factual elements? This deals with factual elements. Here we will be moving deeper. Here, this is where we'll be talking about the types of non-fictional work we have in English language. So in essence, what I'm saying in essence is that non-fictional work are work or any literary work that are what? That are true to life, that deals with factual elements, that deals with facts. So we now want to look at the types of non-fictional work we have in literature. Now these are the types of the non-fictional work we have. We have biography, we have autobiography, we have memoir, and we have diary, and we have essay. Now let's take a look at each of them one after the other. Biography. This is a story of someone's life that is written by another person. Let's take for instance, I'm an author, I'm a playwright that loves writing, and I want to write, then I choose the story life of another person, then I put it down. That is a biography. The story of my life written by another person, or the story of your life written by another person. That is biography. Why autobiography has to do with story of your life written by you, or story of my life written by me. When you write the story of your life, that is what? Autobiography. When another person writes the story of your life, that is biography. So the difference between these two is that this one is a story of someone's life written by another person, while this autobiography is a story of someone's life written by the same person. Now let's take a look at memoir. Memoir has to do with story. It has to do with a work of art that deals with stories that deals with what happened to a person at a specific time. What happened to it has to do with the story of a person at a specific time. Let's take, for instance, I want to write my story, the story of my life. Let's take, for example, the last 5 years I was living in Lagos. Then I left Lagos last year to Ibadan, and I want to write the story about when I was in Lagos, or what happened to me in Lagos. That has to do with the story of one's life about a specific time. Stories of one's life about a specific time. This doesn't cover from birth to death. It only covers a specific time in one's life. That is a memoir. Now, once we look at diary. Diary is a day-by-day event or story of someone's life. Let's say, for instance, what happened to me today is written somewhere. What happened to me tomorrow is written somewhere. What happened to me next tomorrow, the same thing happens to it. What happens to me let's say in 10 days time is written somewhere. That is a diary. The story of someone's life that has to do with day-by-day events. So if you watch Jennifer's Diary, you understand what I mean better. Yes, a movie written by Funke Akindele. That is Jennifer's Diary. So that is a typical example of a diary, a day-by-day event or history of someone's life. And the last one is essay. And this is what we offer in school. We always do. Most of us that attended secondary school have, in one way or the other, done essay writing. So it has to do with description of an event, narration of a particular thing. So it is also part of what? It's also part of non-fictional work. The essay we do in school, the descriptive essay, the narrative essay, the expository essays, they are all under non-fictional work. So what we've been able to do today is that we've been able to distinguish between fictional work and non-fictional work, and we've been able to shed more light to what the types of fictional work, the type of non-fictional work, where we're able to do the meaning. We're able to look at the meaning of biography, autobiography, memoir, diary, and essay. So that will be the end of our class for today. We'll still continue the class by this time next week, by the special grace of God. So we urge you, every one of you, to always share our videos, comment, subscribe, and like. Thank you all.